Hey guys, GMX here, and welcome back to our next episode in our Road to Civ 6 Deity, a series dedicated to helping players understand the game better to be able to tackle the deity setting. Today we'll be discussing the basics of districts and some lesser known mechanics to help advance your gameplay and plan your civilization to conquer those deity AI. Some quick notes before we begin: we will not be covering unique districts or leader abilities that affect districts, nor will we be covering the adjacency bonuses. But be sure to subscribe, as I'm currently writing the script for District Adjacencies video right now. Also, be sure to follow me on other social medias, and also comment down below what kind of Civ 6 guide you would like to see next. To start, we are going to cover the 3 different types of districts: Specialty, Common, and Limited. Specialty districts are districts that are more specifically geared towards a specific gameplay role, such as science, culture, or the like, and building these districts are constrained to the population of the city. These districts include campuses, preserves, theater squares, commercial hubs, holy sites, encampments, harbors, industrial zones, entertainment complexes, the water park, aerodrome, and finally the spaceport. Additionally, these districts also have unique projects that can be worked to either get yields or great people points. The only exception to these projects is the aerodrome. Common districts are the ones that can be built in any city regardless of their population. They do not have projects, but do have certain geographical or other prerequisites that must be met in order to be built. These districts are the aqueduct, dam, canal, and neighborhood. Lastly, limited districts are those in which can only be built once throughout your entire empire, and are the government plaza and diplomatic quarter. With all of these districts, you need to unlock the civic or technology to be able to craft the district, and then find the ideal placement of your districts. Since we are not going into the adjacencies of these, just note that when placing a district, the adjacency bonus will be shown on the UI for that district if it is applicable to receive any. Note that districts that are placed but not yet completed will not show the adjacencies if you are building multiple districts at the same time. Additionally, when placing a district, they cannot be placed on tiles that have a revealed strategic resource or a luxury resource, but can be placed on bonus resources or a tile with features like woods, rainforest, or marsh, so long as you have unlocked the technology that allows you to harvest that particular resource. For example, getting masonry to build on stone, or mining to build on woods or copper. Just note that that resource will be removed once the district is placed, so be sure to harvest it if you can. If you happen to place a district on an unrevealed strategic resource, do not fret, as you will still be able to gain that resource, but you will lack the ability to improve the tile to get that additional yield. The next subject we will be covering is the production cost of districts. Most districts have a base production of 54 production, but as you advance throughout your game, the production costs of these districts will scale relative to how far you are along the tech and civic trees, with the following equation. Note that it will take whichever tree is higher and is not a combination of the two. Therefore, the earlier you build your districts in your cities, the cheaper it'll be. Some districts, like aqueducts, government plazas, dams, and canals, will have different base costs of 36, 30, and 81 respectively, but will utilize the same formula as previous, and uniquely the spaceport is the exception to the rule, where it always has a base cost of 1800 production to build. Next we will be discussing production discounts and other ways of reducing production cost of districts. As mentioned in the previous section, the cost of a district will increase as the game goes on. Sometimes it is a great move to queue up a district, make sure that it is placed in production, and then build your other infrastructure or units in the meantime. What this does is it locks in the production cost of when you place the district, and not when you are actually working on it. Do note that this will make the tile you place the district on unworkable, so you cannot use it for its yields. Additionally, there is a behind-the-scenes discount that can be applied to your specialty districts, excluding the spaceport, but where you can get a 40% discount of the production value. To get this, you must meet 2 conditions. First is that for however many districts you have unlocked throughout the tech and civic trees, you must have built and completed as many or more. For example, if you have unlocked theater squares, holy sites, and campuses, and only have completed 2 holy sites, you are not eligible. But instead, if you have 2 holy sites and a campus, you are eligible for the discount. But you also must meet the second condition as well. The second condition is that you will only get the discount on a certain type of districts if the number of copies of that district in your empire is lower than the number of constructed district versus unlocked district ratio. Now that's a mouthful, but to make it simple, let's give an example. Let's say you have unlocked a campus, government plaza, holy site, and preserve, but you have finished building 2 holy sites, 2 campuses, and the government plaza. With this example, the constructed districts versus unlocked districts ratio is 1.25. The current number of preserves you have is 0, which is smaller than 1.25. Therefore, when you build a preserve in any of your cities, you will receive a 40% discount. After starting the first preserve, the value of the preserve will raise to 1, which is still smaller than 1.25, meaning you can concurrently put down another preserve in another city and still get the discount. This is a hard thing to figure out in your head mathematically, but an easy way to ensure you meet these conditions is by building the same type of districts in most of your cities in the early game. Typically, this is a good strategy anyways for going for a specific victory type, like getting campuses for a science victory or holy sites for a religious victory. With this in mind, it's a good strategy to keep this in the back of your head if you need to turn out a quick encampment for defense, or a couple theater squares to help out your culture game. Lastly, for this episode, we'll be discussing district limits based on populations. A city must expand its citizen population before it can construct multiple districts, though the aqueduct, neighborhoods, and spaceports are the districts that can ignore this citizen population requirement. To build your first district, you only need 1 population. Fortunately, this is the starting population of every city, so you can automatically place a district once you start a city. The next threshold is 4 population, where you can build your second district. Then at 7 population, it goes up to 3 districts. This trend increases, so for each 3 population you gain, you can build an additional district. Therefore, a population of 20 can support 7 districts, whereas a population of 22 can support 8. So ensure your cities have enough food and housing so that you'll be able to build all the districts you want and need. And that covers the basics of district mechanics. Be sure to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss the next video in the road to Civ 6 deity. This has been GMX, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!